Student loan. If you are past due, Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishment.
If we get any calls during the actual show, I'll text you.
Eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the
I think I got Nick's number from yesterday, so I got it.
8707 800-949-8707 800-9
Mike's hot.
8707 800-949-8707.
Fifth Street Soccer. Welcome to Fifth Street Soccer here on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, and American Forces Radio Networks. I'm Nick Eber. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm with you every weeknight from 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here on these networks. We are talking, obviously, the beautiful game. Today, day 1B, I suppose, of the Champions League group stages. We saw probably our first really huge upset of the tournament today. As Manchester City at home at the City of Manchester Stadium lose 2-1 to Lyon. There are some other talking points. Let's talk about Ronaldo and Juventus, who did eke out, I'd say eke out, but they did have a lovely 2-0 win away at the Mestalla against Valencia. We're going to talk about that today as well, about his red card, protection of top players. Let's talk about Real Madrid-Roma. Let's talk about Bayern Munich getting it done against Benfica. Let's talk Ajax, AEK. We can talk yesterday's games as well. Barcelona, PSV, Internacional Tottenham. Again, Tottenham losing their third game in a row. Liverpool beating PSG. And we're going to be joined by Nick Webster here in a few minutes. And yesterday, when we were talking about the Liverpool-PSG result, the response was, well, yeah, other than a couple of great players, you know, they're PSG, and they don't play at that high level week in and week out because Ligue 1 isn't that competitive. And it's interesting that he said that because Neymar and Mbappe came out with some quotes yesterday after the game saying about what sort of nonsense that was, that Ligue 1, according to them, is a very high-level league, which, you know, I personally question. But today we see it with Lyon putting in a surprise upset against Man City. So let's talk about it. Let's talk a little football here on Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation. Of course, big hello to our men and women in uniform around the world listening on the stations of the American Forces Network. iHeart, TuneIn, we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com, Fifth Street Sports Talk. Find us on Twitter, Fifth Street Sports. I'm Nick Eber. I'm going to step aside, take a break, have a quick breather, take a sip of water, or maybe it's vodka, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
You're clear, and no answer at Nick's yet.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call.
So I left him a message to call in.
Travel Hotline now for prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
I had great results. I lost 70 pounds. I weighed 265 and went down to 195. My doctor told me, if it works for you, then do it. A lot of people say to me, how did you lose the weight? I said, I take Andro 400 every day. I'm going to take it forever.
That was Walt talking about Andro 400. Now listen to what Bob has to say.
When you listen to your radio commercials, you say that's not possible, but since I've experienced it, your commercials aren't strong enough. I am 76, and I've had a belly for way too long. My whole body is shrinking. My energy level has gone up, and the only thing difference is Andro 400. It's great stuff. I tried other products, and nothing happened.
Guys, if you'd like to lose stubborn belly fat, gain energy, and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435. andro400.com.
All right, still no answer. I'll give you the word when he calls in.
But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com. That's MYEVOS.com.
He's dropping his kid off. He'll call when he can.
To see how
Okay, I'll be looking for it.
years of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, American Forces. I'm Nick Geber. On a Champions League day, and of course tomorrow being Thursday, we will look forward to about 8,600 matches in the Europa League, including such absolutely cracking and exciting matches as Vidi versus Bate Borisov, Larnaca versus Zurich, Kebenhavn versus Zenit, Sporting CP, Sporting Lisbon against Karabag, which sounds like some form of venereal disease. 800-878-PLAY. How's your Karabag? Does it drip? Are you seeing the doctor about it? 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. And, of course, the always exciting Dudelange of Luxembourg playing AC Milan, who are in the Europa League. Italian football is just an ever-changing, ever-moving target. And the good football in Italy, by the way. We become somewhat snobby, I suppose. I've said that the Premier League is the best league in the world, and I do mean that. I didn't say the best teams in the world are in the Premier League. I said it's the best league in the world. There's a difference. But Italy, some great football is played in Italy. The days of Catenaccio, the days of the cynical, defensive, Italian football, long gone. Italian football has pace, grace, goals, speed. It's everything you want on in a seriously top-flight league without the bunga parties now that Berlusconi is no longer involved in Italian football. And you've got the new breed of owners like my good friend Aurelio De Laurentiis. So it's a great thing. And Juventus signing Cristiano Ronaldo was an absolute statement. Of course, Juventus have won Serie A seemingly for, everyone since about... Octavian was the emperor of Rome. I think that was the first year when Octavian took power after the civil wars and the defeat of Mark Antony left him solely standing by himself. I believe at that point Turin were winning Serie A way back then too. But no, I'm just kidding, of course. It's cyclical, just like everything else. It was AC Milan with a big powerhouse, and then Milan, and then Inter Milan, Internazionale, which is Inter Milan, and then, of course, now we're on Juventus and Napoli, and et cetera, et cetera. But Italian football's pretty good stuff. So I did mention, and I did a whole show on Cristiano Ronaldo going from Real Madrid to Juventus. And I said, as great of a team as Juventus is, and they are a very good team, it's just a little bit of stink rubbing off on Ronaldo because he's leaving sort of the pinnacle. He's leaving Real Madrid. He's leaving this team that's considered by many to be, the shiznit, to coin the Little Nicky phrase. And there's certainly a degree of truth to that. I mean, you leave Real Madrid, there's certain protections you leave behind. You maybe drop your profile a little bit. You maybe aren't getting all the FIFA awards maybe that you thought you might deserve and maybe one day would have got if you were still at Real Madrid. And you might find that you're no longer getting that intense protection from referees that you got at Madrid. And there's no better indication of that than his 26th minute red card today in the match against Valencia away in Spain at the Mestalla, when Ronaldo was unceremoniously sent off with a straight red. Now, excuse me, I honestly think it was a little harsh. And I think if we had VAR, there's a good possibility that he probably would have been downgraded to a yellow or would have had a slap in the wrist or been given a parking ticket or whatever it is they do. But as it was, he was sent off to tears of sadness and shock because, believe it or not, this is the first time Ronaldo has ever been ejected from a Champions League game. And it happened today. So Ronaldo, off the sheet, so to speak. Juventus, though, still managing to get that 2-0 win away at Valencia. A huge result for Juventus, and is one of those results that I think you can say is a bit of a gauntlet throw. If Roma, who were everybody's darling last Champions League, and of course they ran up against Liverpool, if you remember, and were eliminated in the semis? Semi-finals, yeah. If Roma had presented any form of opposition to Real Madrid today, that could have been a great story. But, of course, Roma has been largely poached clean of good talent, largely by Liverpool, probably as guilty as any. But the big stories today, Juve, 2-0 away at Valencia, even with Cristiano Ronaldo getting sent off. What does that say about this year's iteration of the Champions League? Does that make them a favorite? I mean, they're certainly a group favorite, right? I mean, they've got Young Boys, Man United, Valencia. I mean, I think the odds makers had Juve and Valencia getting out of that group. Man United going to Switzerland today and beating Young Boys 3-0. I know it sounds creepy, and I'm sure Kevin Spacey's getting excited about it. But Young Boys are a team in Switzerland who's just called Young Boys. It's not made up of young boys. It's made up of not very good soccer players, to be fair, because they got worked at home by Man United 3-0. It's one of these great league discrepancy issues. The Swiss league just isn't that good. But they get a place in the Champions League group stages because it's for UEFA, and they are part of Europe, and with the expansion of the Champions League, the idea was to showcase more teams as possible. I mean, it's why one day the World Cup is going to not be the World Cup finals. By the way, the tournament that you watch on TV or you watched over the summer is actually the World Cup finals with an S, and the World Cup final was Croatia-France. That makes sense to you? One day the World Cup finals will include probably all 202 FIFA member nations. And it'll go on for 6 months. And you'll get to see Liechtenstein playing Inner Mongolia, which I'm sure will get, 5 people watching. However, the good news about that is I've now got a place that the TNT match broadcasting staff can go work. They can go work the Liechtenstein Inner Mongolia match in FIFA, the FIFA World Cup Finals when it's opened up to all 202 member nations. I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh, yes, Juve. So, Juve make a statement by no, it's not that they beat Valencia, okay? It's that they beat Valencia away. It's that they beat Valencia with Ronaldo getting a red card in the 26th minute. So not only did they play with 10 men, they played missing their best man. So I think that that's a statement. Andrew, you think that's a statement win? Yeah. Are you going on the air with that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's definitely a statement win.
That's a statement win. There's no doubt about that. By the way, talking to Andrew, my producer, he also happens to be my son, knows a thing or two about soccer, doesn't have his father's great looks, but, you know, you can't have everything.
I've been able to manage.
Madrid beating Roma at home 3-0, you know, statement win. Gareth Bale scoring, important, by the way. Real Madrid looked good. Would you say that Real Madrid looked as good beating Roma at home 3-0 as Barcelona did beating PSV 4-0? Of course, Messi having the hat-trick yesterday. Honestly, Roma are a tougher team than PSV. And yesterday, if you listened to the show, I said Real Madrid are going to have to meet the challenge of the 4-0 tonking that Barcelona put on PSV at the Camp Nou by showing up at the Bernabeu and putting on a spanking against Roma, which they did. These are statements. We're going to go through more Champions League statements today as we look at the end of match day 1 in the group stage of the Champions League. And what a cracking day of football it was. Really enjoyed it. I'm Nick Geber. This is Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline USA Radio Network, SB Nation Radio, American Forces. We're streaming live on iHeart Radio and TuneIn, as well as broadcasting live video on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
All right, you're clear, and I'm still waiting for Nick to call in.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Pedro Fernandez here. You might know me as the host of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, but this time I'm here to talk about that four-letter word everybody dreads, pain. If you have back pain or knee pain like I do, hey, you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. I'm talking about if Medicare is your primary medical insurance, and guess what? You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. Anything to help me with the pain, hey, it makes it more manageable, gets my attention, folks. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for your back, ankle, knee, or shoulder, guess what? Give the Health Alert Hotline a call, toll free, 1-800-428-1570, 1-800-428-1570. You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. 1-800-428-1570, the Health Alert Hotline, 1-800-428-1570.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver.
Still getting the answering machine at Nick's.
Or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
All right, you're back on Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio, American Forces. I'm Nick Eber. Still waiting on my co-host to show up, and if he does, great. And if he doesn't, well, it's also great. We've got lots to talk about today regardless. Just a reminder, folks, if you enjoy a little punt or two, having a bet, maybe heading down to your local sports book, you for sure want to check out Fifth Street Sports, which is on every day here on these same networks at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. When Frank Perez, Oklahoma Brian, and the crew of Rockford Files, America's Worst Better, etc., they will give you, steer you in the right direction to put your hard-earned money to work for you. So be sure to tune in to Fifth Street Sports, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Of course, if you want to talk the beautiful game, you'll find me here Monday through Friday as well, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, in the very same place. Even better, tune in at 1 and don't leave until I'm done at 7. So that'll give you 6 good quality hours of cracking radio here on the Sports Byline USA Network. All right, Champions League, the topic today. What do you think? How did your team do? Hey, the Ronaldo red card, do you like it? Was it bogus? Was it bogus, dude? Or was it a good one? Let me know. 800-878-PLAY. 800-878-PLAY. Fill me in. All I can say is that after that god-awful wraparound programming from TNT, I just couldn't wait to get to the games. I just couldn't wait to get to the games. I cannot bear. Today, they had Tim Howard on. And I am not kidding. He looks like he is a poster child for an ISIS recruitment poster. I mean, what is up, Timmy? You've had the beard a while. I can see bits of a ham sandwich in there, which would probably mean he's not up for any sort of ISIS thing if he's eating a ham sandwich, but it's gross. Shave it. Even better. TNT, please. Go deep. Go deep. Dig deep. Find some people with some personalities, because Steve Nash is like a great big smiling squirrel with an enormous head, like an Easter Island type of size head, okay? Stu Holden looks like the kid that used to give wedgies to in middle school, quite frankly. And I said Tim Howard looks like he's ISIS recruiting poster. Who else do they have on there today, Andrew? Was that Gooch again? It's pretty bad when I can't even remember who the other guy was. And, of course, Kate Abdo looks very nice, but that's, my misogynistic, sexist self. She's always a good desk host. I didn't mean anything by that. I'm sure she's got great input, but you know what I mean. She was okay. And the graphics. TNT, please do something with this. You've got the best, the greatest, the biggest club football tournament on the planet. You've got a tournament where the quality level eclipses anything you saw on Fox during the World Cup in Russia, where you're seeing a lot of those big superstars that you saw in Russia playing. What's going on? You can do better than that. Manchester City losing at home against Lyon. Now, this is tough going for Manchester City. Look, Pep Guardiola's been given his marching orders, and they are: you will win the Champions League. I will spend what I need to spend. You can have whatever you want, but you will win the Champions League. This is a bad start. Now, I will understand that Sergio Aguero did not play until late on in the match. He felt a little twang, I think, in the last match they played against Fulham, which was a victory for them in the league, by the way. Although a victory that was most dissatisfying to Pep Guardiola, because he felt that, I think they won 3-0. He felt they should have won 30-0. So he was not satisfied that they took their foot off the gas. But he didn't play today. And City looked listless, slow, uninspired, and they got worked by Lyon visiting. Funnily enough, from Lyon, the two players of note at Lyon that really made an impact today were Nabil Fekir, which is, if you know anything about our transfer talk over the summer, he had already taken his kit and publicity pictures for his Liverpool move when it fell through at the last minute due to him failing a medical, ostensibly as a result of an improperly healed ACL repair. So I guess the team felt that, not that he wasn't a great player, not that they didn't want him, but I think they felt that he was likely to get injured again. So that's that was a trouble for Man City today. There's just no other way to put it, I guess. Fekir in the 43rd minute, Maxwell in the 26th minute, Bernard Silva getting the consolation goal back in the 67th minute. You can't lose to Lyon at home in Manchester and think that you're going to be a title contender for the Champions League. I think if there's anything that we've seen from the great runs from great teams in the Champions League before, it is the fact that your home ground is sacrosanct. Your home ground is your fortress. Your home ground is the Dragon's Lair. You don't lose there. If you lose at home, think about this for a minute. If you lose at home, you for sure have to win away. Now, I think we can all agree that Manchester City don't have, the toughest group. They've got Shakhtar, they've got Hoffenheim, and they've got Lyon in their group. So then when you look at it and you break it down, you say, okay, well, we're going to win at home against Lyon. We're going to win at home against Shakhtar. We're going to win at home against Hoffenheim. And so there's 3 matches there. And then, we can go away to Shakhtar. That's an awful long, horrible trip. And if we're lucky to get a point there, that'd be great. And then we should go away to Hoffenheim and beat them. And we should go to Lyon and beat them. Well, what happens when you lose your first match at home like this to a team like Lyon, who, by the way, favored to come out second, it sets up all sorts of issues. Like, it puts the pressure on you now to go to Lyon and win, because Lyon are looking at Shakhtar Donetsk and Hoffenheim saying, I want me a piece of them. And you do not want to come out of this group in second place, especially not after match day 1, when all the big guns have fired correctly and properly, and you don't want to have to go against the winner of a group. You want to go against the runner-up. You don't want to play Barcelona in the next round, do you? Especially not if you're Man City. You don't want to play Real Madrid. That's why it's so important to win the first match when it's at home. Because now other teams are saying, well, Lyon went to the city of Manchester Stadium and they won. Why can't we? And that, therein, folks, is the problem. First match, home defeat. It's not the end of the world. It's not, we're not tolling the bells of disaster for Manchester City. It isn't, it isn't the be-all and end-all. But it certainly makes it more difficult going forwards. I think when Man City looked at that group, they were smiling. They were patting each other on the back. They probably, broke out the fine cigars and the brandy to celebrate the fact that they had possibly the easiest group in the Champions League. Well, here you go. Did Tottenham feel that way? No. They had Internacional, Barcelona, PSV. Tottenham had a tough group. They went away to the San Siro and they lost. The point being is, are they going to lose at Wembley? I don't know. With Tottenham 3 in a row, they might. But you get where I'm going with this, right? There's a point. This first match is so important, folks. It sets the stage. It lays down the gauntlet. It lets other teams know. Let me tell you something. Do you think Red Star Belgrade and Napoli, after watching Liverpool work Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield, let PSG back in and then still win the game, are going to relish a trip to Anfield? Are they going? You think Napoli are thinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can go to Anfield and get us something there? No, I think they're going, yeah, I'd like to go to Anfield and see if we can at least come out with a point. You agree with that, Andrew?
Yeah, but I mean, these are professionals too. I mean, when you're talking about any team in the Champions League, of course the first game sets the tone, but at the same time, I mean, it's a different game from the domestic, the recently, the most recent games that they've had, which have all been domestic, right? I mean, I think you make a good point, but remember, I mean, these are professionals.
Sure. No, but they're pragmatists, okay? I mean, look, Red Star Belgrade are thinking it's going to take a miracle for us to go to Anfield and get 3 points. Now, I'm not saying they won't, by the way. We've seen crazy things happen, but I doubt it very much. They're saying, my God, I hope the team from Liverpool is going to have a horrible travel over here to Belgrade and find our accommodations less than stellar and really have an uncomfortable time, and maybe we can nick a point or three from them when they come visit us. The first match, folks, so important. So important. I sound like Donald Trump now. Sorry. Stormy, come over here. Just kidding. Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio, American Forces, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn. We're streaming live also on Twitch, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. It's time to take a break, so I will do that, and you make sure that you're still with me when I'm back here in 3 minutes. Cheers.
I had great results. I lost 70 pounds.
All right, Nick is queued up for the next segment. Ready to go.
If it works for you, then do it. A lot of people say to me, how did you lose the weight? I said, I take Andro 400 every day. I'm going to take it forever.
That was Walt talking about Andro 400. Now listen to what Bob has to say.
When you listen to your radio commercials, you say that's not possible, but since I've experienced it, your commercials aren't strong enough. I am 76, and I've had a belly for way too long. My whole body is shrinking. My energy level has gone up, and the only thing difference is Andro 400. It's great stuff. I tried other products, and nothing happened.
Guys, if you'd like to lose stubborn belly fat, gain energy, and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435. andro400.com.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business.
Okay, Nick ready out of the break.
At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are
Stand by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. I'm Nick Geber. I'm now joined by my co-host, Mr. Nick Webster. Nick, big day in the Champions League today. City without Aguero are seemingly a different team.
Yes, bit of a shocker. I mean, we did, in our preview yesterday, we mentioned how, good Lyon were 10 years ago. Well, they sort of rewound the clock, and City very disappointing. Real flat atmosphere at the Etihad, and Gabriel Jesus really didn't do very much. And then when Aguero came on, it was a bit too late. And big surprising result. Up in the stands, must have been just losing his mind, and it will be really interesting to see how they respond. I mean, City are the favourites for this competition, and that was a huge loss.
Well, as I was saying in the last segment, Nick, I mean, it really puts the pressure on them. I mean, look, they'll still come out of this group. I'm now no longer certain, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come out of the group. But they don't want to come out second, and now they almost have to maximize the points.
Well, they are in one of the weakest groups in the Champions League, so I do see them turning this around. I mean, I can't see Lyon running away with this group, and Pep Guardiola's got way too much street smarts to let City stub their toe again. But, I think, we've now seen a poor result in the Premier League. We've seen a poor result in the Champions League. What's going on at City?
It is turmoil. On the other side of the equation, Nick, I was talking about Juventus. We spoke about Cristiano Ronaldo and, the difference in footballing life for him now that he has left heaven, so to speak, at Real Madrid and come down to live amongst mere mortals at Juventus. I think there was no better example of that today than a very soft, straight red for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a strange one, and I can't help but look at the NFL. I mean, sorry, the NBA. I mean, there's no way LeBron, a Kobe Bryant, a Steph Curry gets thrown out of the game for what Ronaldo did. And so it almost feels like the referee was making the show more about him than the players. And, yes, the rules are the rules. You and I have debated this one before, but that did seem like a ridiculous straight red card. I mean, a yellow card, yes. I thought there was a little bit of a kick out. But it looked more like he was tussling his hair rather than pulling it. So, bit strange, but, Juventus, quality team. I mean, down to 10 men for 60-odd minutes, and they still win that game 2-0 quite comfortably.
Yeah, aren't they just? I spoke, of course, I'm saying remember, Nick, when I said this earlier in the show, because quite frankly, you weren't here, Nick, so you missed the great insight that I brought to this, the unique and brilliant analysis. But
I expect nothing less.
But, Juventus laid the gauntlet down very firmly. Real Madrid, yesterday, Nick, you and I said, remember we spoke about the Barcelona 4-0 victory over PSV, and I said, now it's on Real Madrid. They're hosting Roma. They're going to have to show also that they can deliver a spanking. And they did that exactly today. They've laid down the gauntlet. Liverpool have laid down the gauntlet. Fascinating stuff, Nick. Fascinating stuff. The big teams, they're here to play. I would say the disappointments, obviously, so far. Napoli, PSG. Certainly, you could say that the very disappointing from Manchester City. But it is for a match day one, Nick. We have had so much drama here. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. Well, the Champions League does tend to throw up drama because we are talking about the best players in the world, and if they have an off day, then the second-tier teams can suddenly rear up and bite you in the bum. But yeah, I mean, the biggest disappointment's got to be City. I mean, PSG went to Liverpool. We discussed it yesterday, but Liverpool are a very, very naughty proposition at Anfield. And you would think the same for City at the Etihad, but really flat.
But what does that say to the other teams, Nick? I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. What does that say to the other teams in City's group? What does that say to Shakhtar Donetsk and Hoffenheim? They're probably not going to be all that scared going to the Etihad anymore.
Well, no, I mean, you'd have to say that all of a sudden there's a couple of teams going, you know what? Let's take the game to Man City. And you know what? To be fair, I think we've seen that in the Premier League over the last year when City did walk to the title, but every time they had a problem game, it was because someone took the game to them.
Yeah.
And give Leon all the credit in the world. I mean, you can see why Liverpool wanted to buy Fekir. I mean, he's quite the talent, and they weren't overawed by City, and stood toe to toe with them. And I think that's what happens when you go up against the schoolyard bully and you don't back down. All of a sudden the schoolyard bully, there's doubts and there's questions, and it's a completely different proposition to when you go to City and you go, well, I'm going to park the bus and try and grind out a result. Well, the schoolyard bully loves that because they've automatically got you in the position they want. So I think there's a blueprint there, and Hoffenheim are the kind of team, after watching them against Shakhtar, that will go at City and perhaps cause them problems.
Well, Nick, let's turn our attention to tomorrow. Some really, really exciting matches. I'm personally looking forward immensely to Akhisar versus Krasnodar. I can hardly control my excitement over that one in the Europa League, and of course Genk against Malmo, Besiktas, Salzburg. Look, folks, it's the UEFA Europa League tomorrow. It is a difficult tournament to win, the Europa League. I'm joking a little bit about some of the teams from some of the smaller UEFA nations that play, but there are some big boys in action tomorrow. Rangers, Steven Gerrard will be going to play Villarreal in Spain. That's a pretty decent match. Marseille hosting Frankfurt. Don't forget that one. Sevilla hosting Standard Liège. We've got Chelsea on their way to Salonika to play PAOK. PAOK. Let's see, what else do we have? Celtic hosting Rosenborg. Any other big ones that I've missed here, Nick? Any other sort of Arsenal hosting Vorskla? Yep. And the big one, Sporting Lisbon against hosting Karabag, which is my favorite team because I swear that is a venereal disease. And, of course,
the Europa League really does have a JV quality to it, doesn't it? When it's all well and good having the big boys, but when they have to play against teams that you've never heard of, and we've been following football for, 50 years?
Yeah.
You know that it's not the Premier competition. And I just read the other day that UEFA are actually thinking about adding a third competition.
I heard that as well, and I'm just wondering what those teams are going to be, Nick. If they should do the relegation league, where all the teams that are that have got relegated the last year from the top flight of Europe should play a UEFA tournament. What do you think?
Well, the funny thing is this, UEFA did away with the
Cup Winners' Cup.
And I actually like that one. I thought it was an interesting competition, and there's certainly some glamour games, and I remember some of the finals from the past, and obviously the Europa Cup was a good tournament.
The Europa Cup morphed into the Europa League. Europa Cup was a straight knockout tournament all the way through. I always liked the Cup Winners' Cup, but I actually think what they should do now is they should do the Cup Winners' Cup.
Well, what I think they should do is have a straight knockout tournament.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what they're going to do because, as great as match day 1 was in the Champions League, come May, are you going to remember any of those games? Because let's be honest, Nick, do any of them really matter? It's match day 1. Now, had this been a straight, first round European Cup over 2 legs, and City have lost 2-1 to Lyon, at home, now all of a sudden the second leg is something to behold.
Yeah.
And that is a game that you would remember come May.
Well, Nick,
And I think that's the difference for me.
yeah, that is the difference, really. But, you know, because the big teams of Europe are going to want to participate in the Champions League because of the format, because of the TV money, because now it's established, and the lesser teams will be dropping into the Europa League. I mean, you know, it's to the point now where almost every team will have some sort of guaranteed European play, and I don't know if that's good.
Well, it's almost like the MLS playoffs, isn't it? You know, like everybody gets a trophy. I mean, I hate the fact that the third place team in the Champions League drops into the Europa League. I mean, that really diminishes the competition for me.
They need to get rid of that.
Well, yeah, I understand why we went to the Champions League, because teams were terrified of getting knocked out in the first round of the old European Cup. I get that. But I think there's something romantic and exciting about putting your testicles out on the table in every single game. And we look at the Premier League and we go, every game's massive. In the Champions League, can you really say every game's massive? I really don't think you can.
Well, I think it is, though, Nick, because you've got 4 teams a group. 50% of them are going to get out in the Champions League. So, and especially if you have to take Man City's group, for example, one strong team for sure, and then 3 guys, any of whom could pick up the runners-up spot.
Yeah, I understand the rationale. I understand the economics, but there's a part of me that's harking back to the misty black and white days of Saint-Étienne going to Anfield and putting on a clinic, and then Liverpool coming roaring back because they've lost the first leg, and it seemed that every back in the old days, every game was really, really big. And it just doesn't feel that way anymore.
No, I do understand what you're saying, Nick. And, of course, the flip side of that is when you're on a straight knockout tournament, it does change the fatigue levels also for the league, because fewer teams will go farther into the knockout tournament out of one league, basically.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, the Champions League has been invented to make money. I mean, let's be honest. And one could say almost that the Champions League over the last few years has been very uncompetitive because Real Madrid keep on winning it.
Yeah.
And after today's display, I don't think much has changed.
Well, no, except that you've got Juventus, who look fully capable. You've got Liverpool that look fully capable. You've got Barcelona with Messi's hat-trick that look more than capable. Bayern Munich, very workmanlike, perhaps not inspired, but workmanlike today with their victory. Nick, I think it's boding very well.
Well, let's see how the groups pan out. I mean, for the last 8-9 years, it has been a case of business as usual, and we kind of know who's going to be in the knockout round. Maybe this time around, wouldn't it be something if Man City stubbed their toe again and all of a sudden, really put themselves under pressure?
All right, you're listening to Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA SB Nation. I'm Nick Geber. He's Nick Webster. We're talking UEFA Champions League as we have wrapped up match day 1 here. We got Europa League tomorrow. We are going to have to take a break, though. When we come back, we're going to wrap it all up for you here on Fifth Street Soccer. So don't go anywhere. Find us on Facebook, Facebook/Fifth Street Sports Talk, Twitter Fifth Street Sports, YouTube Fifth Street Sports, and FifthStreetSports.com. We will be right back.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800
All right, you're clear, Nick.
7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Folks, thank you for tuning in today to Fifth Street Soccer here on Sports Byline USA SB Nation. I'm Nick Geber along with Nick Webster. Want to remind you all to head to our website at fifthstreetsports.com. If you'd like to have a little bet or two, you can get all of our old shows, videos, articles, features, some great RSS links for news and Twitter following and all of that good stuff. And coming up, folks, is sometime here in the next week or so, we are launching the Fifth Street Advantage. If you like to bet, you do not want to bet without a subscription to the Fifth Street Advantage. Our top industry-leading insiders, sports betting insiders right here at Fifth Street Sports will be putting out select lines and picks for you on a daily basis. This is information you're not going to get anywhere else. These guys are absolutely the best in the business. These are the market makers in sports betting that we have here with us at Fifth Street Sports. You can sign up for the Fifth Street Advantage. And when we're ready to go next week, we're going to be bundling a terrific line service with it. So you can get a free monthly subscription as long as you stay subscribed to the Fifth Street Advantage to Sports Insights. And if you don't know what that is, that's like those sort of Bloomberg panels that sports bettors use. Up to the minute, up to the second odds. You can compare odds from different books. Fantastic stuff, folks. FifthStreetSports.com. You want to check that out. Nick Webster, final thought about the Champions League today.
Exciting stuff, and bring on match day 2 and see if we can keep up the momentum of great games, great performances, and hopefully some more shocks.
Absolutely. All right, Nick, thank you so much. When we return tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to start talking about the upcoming Premier League games, and we'll also be looking at the results from the Europa League. Be sure to make us a regular part of your week here at Fifth Street Soccer. Once again, that is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Till tomorrow, folks, have a great night and enjoy the games tomorrow.
Good show. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.